Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Mighty MC, and for today's show and tell, we're going to talk about a couple of new ones from Vosteed that I just got. So, if you don't know these guys, please check them out. They're a great company. If you do know them, check these two knives out. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is this little guy, the squirrel. This came in a Christmas package that Vosteed sent out to some of its Facebook group members, and I don't know how they picked or who they picked or why they picked, but when they asked for my information, they said they were sending out something for Christmas. I thought I was going to get a few stickers, maybe a knife pouch, a rag, something like that. I did get a knife pouch, but it had this knife in it, and I did get some stickers and a rag and some other things. So, wonderful gift from a company that just didn't have to do it. I love them anyway. I support them anyway. So, this is a freebie. Now, I assume they'll sell them at some point, but I don't know that, and I don't know if anything will be different. Like, these have a little ornament there on the pivot collar. That'll probably be different when the actual model comes out, but maybe not. So this one here is black G10 with a black coated blade. I've seen an OD green G10 with a black coated blade, and I've seen a jade G10, and I think that one has satin blade. So, or maybe a stone wash. It was a plain blade. I couldn't tell in the picture. So it's a smaller guy. That's okay. You did get a filler tab for your reversible pocket clip. A nicely done reversible pocket clip too. Flush right there. You've got a little lanyard back spacer right there. Protected lanyard back spacer. That's nice because sometimes if your lanyard does come in contact with your blade edge, it can damage your lanyard. I see basically 3 to 4 methods of deployment. It's a liner lock. I'm going to deploy it once. We'll talk about the blade. Then I'll show you the other deployments. So we got the rear flipper here. And there's our little blade. 14C28N. Kind of a nicely done blade too. Plateau, a little swedge. Vosteed right there. 14C28N blade. That's nice. Really nice even coating. No weak spots. Nothing funky. Nice all along the edge. That's pretty cool. Liner lock, slam shut, man. That thing is great. So, again, here's our back flipper tab. Really nice. Works very well. This front flipper, top flipper, is jimped from here all the way to here. So, I think anywhere you get him, you can get him over the top, and that's nice. I can get him out here in the front. Oh, I can get my own fingers out of the way. So you can really get anywhere along that jimping, and you'll be okay. So that's really cool. Nice response on the blade. Thumb stud, of course, works well. Reverse flick. Oop. That was my own finger in the way. And so was that. That was right. Reverse flick. So you got a thumb stud ramp on both sides. And that's really nice because there's not a lot of room sometimes. Some knives with a dual thumb stud, you really can't get to the back one that well. So they gave you the whole thing here. And that helps with ergos on such a small knife for me. Like, I can get my finger in there. It's only a 3-finger grip right there. But I have a lot more control when I can get into there. And I can get all kinds of grips on it. It's really nice. It's probably right between a 5th pocket knife and a small EDC knife. But it's really nice. I do hope they sell them. I don't know what they'll sell them for, but I think there's a market for this. And if they make one in blue micarta or blue G10 and a satin handle or stonewash, I will buy it. Hint, 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 hint. It also came with a knife pouch, which is really nice. No 10, but how can you complain? So here's the other one I want to talk about. This is their newest actual release. This is the Griffin. Griffin is from RS Knife Works. They brought us the RS Chaos and the Moral. Get the Moral over here so we can see the familial resemblance. And I like the Moral better as a knife. I think they did some things better on this one. So anyway, this is a G10 handle. All 4 of them were G10 handles. And this is a G10 backspacer. He sits pretty proud up off that one. So no reversible pocket clip on this guy, but they did do a good job on the pocket clip. It is nice and flush, so that won't be an issue. It's a liner lock, nothing for a lanyard. So I'm going to deploy the blade once. We'll talk about the blade, then we'll go back to deployments. So this is the rear flipper, and he's kind of low profile too. That's cool. And there's your big old 14C28N hawk blade bill. Talon shape, whatever they call it. There is the logo, RS Knife Works, 14C28N, and of course, Vosteed. So, nice curve there. Nice place for your thumb right there. The only complaint I have about that is my index finger always wants to match my thumb closer. And like there, I can't do it because I'm going to be in the blade. Maybe a little bit of a sharpening choil. Not much. I would have liked more. I would have sacked some blade for a better sharpening choil and ergos, quite honestly. So, anyway, there's our blade. This is a nice... Is that stonewash? Hard to tell. Let's wipe him off. I think he's a stonewash. Yeah, he's a little bit of a stonewash. Nice. It's kind of light, but that's okay. It's still... They still did a good job. There's no weak spots. It's consistently light, and I'm fine with that. Liner lock. Big old blade drops shut, of course, like you would expect it to. He has a tall knife. I'll get a measurement on the height of him, so you'll know what you got in your pocket. He's like in Spyderco range, except he's all the way down. Front flipper, top flipper. It sits kind of proud, not too bad. This guy's low profile, so I guess we sacrifice somewhere, but the blade reaction is fantastic on that front flipper, top flipper. No usable jimping on it except on the flipper tab. Once it's in the blade position, that all disappears back here. But there is jimping on the flipper tab back here too. Although I don't know why they did it down there. They did it all the way around, but like, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I think I can get him over the top too, guys. Oh, I did, yeah. I can get him over the top, and that's pretty rare for me, right? Now, the thumb hole, I can get him with my thumb. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's not enough of that thumb hole there. And, of course, my favorite, this thing is perfectly placed for the reverse flick, which I think is what this thing wants. I think that's what the design is asking me for, is that reverse flick. So let's cut something. I have something to cut. I think I would. What's that? That's a sticker. I want to cut a sticker. All right. Well, there's nothing to cut, friends. We have officially run out of things to cut. Let's skip all over here. All right, here we go. The old hands booklet. Perfect. So. Now, this is a little thicker than like receipt paper or some of the stuff we cut. And I know this isn't like a hard test. But he does a fine job. And that's me going slow. That's not a knife not wanting to do it. So, he'll do it. So, sharp enough for me. I don't love hawk bills. They do their cutting profile is weird for what I want to do with my knives, usually. They do have advantages, and I know some people love them, and I'm not knocking them at all. There's 1,000 different knives and hundreds of different knife blades and all that for all of us. He said the big blade drops shut. So, if they would have made this guy, this is a fantastic knife that, in my opinion, got sunk by a really, really bad handle. I don't like this. The design's weird. It's sharp right there. I was so disappointed because I love their nightshade. It's probably my favorite knife. And I thought this was going to be a contender, and the handle just sunk this whole knife for me. I wish they would make the Moral, I want to call it Morel all the time, the Moral in this G10, or do a much better job of chamfering. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. You can definitely see the family resemblance, the thumb hole, the grinds here. So you can definitely tell these guys have a type. And I don't have an RS Chaos, but if I did, you would see some similar design elements in that. So So all the action's good. He's a long knife. I'm going to do weight and some size comparisons here in a minute. They did 3 black coated blades and only 1 satin or stonewash plain blade, and that kind of frustrates me. That's how I got stuck with a yellow handle. But I don't have yellow G10, so it's not the end of the world. But I wouldn't have picked yellow. I would have taken most other colors in the spectrum before I would have picked yellow. The centering is perfect. There's nothing wrong there. The action in every position, in every deployment is just great. The acoustics, I love a great acoustic flip. I'm going to put it up by the microphone. It's got a great acoustic flip. You get a great thwack out of it. That makes me happy. My only complaint, to be honest with you, I don't love hawkbills. That's not a complaint. I bought it. I knew it was a hawkbill when I bought it, so that's not a complaint. My only knock on the knife for me is the overall thinness of the blade. I don't think this would be very comfortable to hold for a long period of time, because to get a good grip, I really have to grip down my fist. I have a wide hand from here to here, but I have short fingers. Yeah. But this wouldn't be comfortable for me to do a lot of cutting. I can tell you that. And sometimes, and like I talked, what I have? I had the Sin Cut Fintera out, and it's a thin knife this way, but it's wide this way to kind of take off that edge. It kind of makes it a more manageable knife. And then I did the Concept. What I do? I did the Concept Wraith, and it's kind of a fat guy. He's a small knife, but he's a thick handle, which makes a small knife more manageable. So the thinness of that blade is my only knock on the knife for me, but there are people who won't mind that. As far as the actual knife goes, it's $70. Plenty of blade, 14C28N, nicely done G10. There's nothing wrong with it. If you like hawkbills, you'll like the knife, honestly. Size comparisons, let's do the Spyderco Native 5 Salt. I'm not a Spyderco fan. I don't really like them that much, but this one here is the perfect EDC size for me. As you can see, the Griffin here has quite a bit of blade on it. He's got a lot of handle on it. So definitely a bigger knife. I should have done the moral first, right? You definitely see the design elements, that little slant, the poke here. So you definitely see he's got a bigger handle. He's got a bigger blade. You can definitely see they're cousins, right? They're definitely cousins. You already saw him next to the squirrel. This is the Ontario Rat. He's a big one. Now the Ontario Rat has a handle advantage. The blades are pretty daggone close, actually. Especially if they were both. I bet you if they were both full straight, the Rat would win, but not by a lot. They're pretty darn close. But see the wideness of that handle? That's what makes like the Ontario Rat such a comfortable working knife. He fills my hand better, and I don't feel like my fingers don't have to curl all the way around and make up all that difference, which isn't going to be comfortable long term. But this wouldn't be a hard work knife for a lot of us anyway. Did I lose my penguin? Because that would be catastrophic. The end of the world, man. The end of the world. Alright. No, I have to get a damn penguin. Alright, weight. Let's see what we got. 3.7, 3.8 we'll call it. That's not bad, because I think what's the moral? 3.4 and a half. Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad weight for this size of a knife. I wouldn't complain about that. Could be a lot worse. Lastly, I told you I was going to get you a height. I'm going to get you a height on the blade in the closed position, because I want you to see, like, Spydercos are always tall knives. Let's see if we can compare these guys here. Spyderco is always a tall knife. So he is 35 millimeters, 1.4 inches. What do you got here? It's bigger. I think I just broke it, you guys. That's okay. What'd I do? There we go. Let's, he's about 1.5. So, what did I break off here? It's absurd. Alright. Anyway, that's why I can't have nice stuff. I'm the Mighty MC. This is the Vosteed Griffin. If you like hawkbills and the size of the actual knife is good, it's a little over 8 inches, I think you'll like it a lot. Okay? This is the squirrel. Like I said, he's probably a little more than the 5th pocket knife, but I think you'll like him too. And if they come out with a blue handle and blue scales and a satin or stonewash blade, I'll buy that one too. I'm the Mighty MC. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy your friends and family and your time off work. Bye, guys. Sheesh.